just gonna talk to my camera because it makes it easier for me to parse through all my thoughts and maybe feel a little bit better for myself. Life is hard. I think it's harder for some people, but for me, you could take a look at my life, the things that I have, even what I've been able to accomplish. And a lot of people would say, "Wow, Shane, you're doing great. You accomplished some. You live very comfortably. You're going through kind of a rough patch right now, but you should be very grateful for the life that you have." And to those people I say, you're absolutely right. I am grateful for the life I have. I am lucky to be where I am today. But I think with me and with a lot of people out there, it's not about having certain needs met. It's about a more pressing issue. It's about a sense of fulfillment out of life. So yeah, I'm healthy. And there's a lot of people out there that don't get to fulfill that part of their life, whether they're sick or they don't have enough food or enough water or they don't have shelter. And it is harder for me to relate to something like that. I've never had to live on the street. I've never had to go a day without eating. That wasn't my choice. I did it. I've done that, but that was my choice. I definitely haven't had to go a day without drinking, without having water or something. But have I been happy with my life all of these years? Sometimes. The answer to that is sometimes. Right now, I'm going through a tough patch because my dad is sick. He's very sick and he's dying. And I'm spending a lot of my time, not all of my time, but a lot of my time and effort and energy to help him, because obviously he's very near and dear to me. I moved back to my home in order to be closer to him because he's kind of old. And I quite honestly didn't expect him to take such a turn for the worst. But along that, I'm glad that I decided to come back. It's not that I'm unhappy getting the opportunity to spend quality time with them, time that I hadn't gotten to in the past. It's not that at all. It's these other things that I value a lot, that I haven't been able to fulfill. And it has to do with the current situation. There's a virus going on right now. It's difficult to make personal connections. It's difficult to go out and meet new people. For me, I think the most difficult part about it is I get to this space where I'm finally okay with my situation, where I understand it, and I'm content. I get into a routine, I focus on the things in front of me, and I'm alright. I'm alright. But there comes a point when I get this taste of how things can be different. I get this hint, this inkling of an idea that things could be better, or something that I lack, or something that I don't have. And it just drives me crazy. That personal connection with someone else that I don't necessarily have a lot of right now. And I get offered this opportunity. And in my mind, I know that I just need to keep doing what I've been doing. I have things that I need to be focusing on, but I get so easily distracted. And it's really, really hard to shake that feeling off. It's a depression. It's a depression. It's crushing. It crushes it. I feel it. I'm gonna sit up a little bit. I feel it right in here. This pressure. And it hurts. Sometimes it hurts more than others. But, it's almost heartbreaking. And I think part of the problem is that I want to be able to express these kinds of feelings. Where I just want to I just want to say to someone, I wish we could spend more time together. Or I'm feeling so alone right now, and I'm feeling so isolated, and with no one that I can really trust and talk to about these sorts of topics and feelings. There's no one I can really relate to, or relates to me in that way. And that's a hard feeling. That's hard to deal with, just on my own. And I persevere, and I fight through it, at least for right now. And I just hope that the feeling can pass, and that no one will think less of me for dealing with these sorts of emotions. Because I am very outwardly expressive. When something is wrong, you can usually take a look at me and be like, well, something's obviously bothering that guy. When it's truly, truly bothering me, or I don't have something to distract me, like work, right? If I'm at work, usually I am at work. Now that might, when someone looks at me then, they might be like, he seems kind of robotic, or aloof is what some people have called me before, where I just don't care about anything. That's true. But that's just how I have to deal with it. That's how I have to deal with separating the personal stuff from just the life stuff. I have a lot of personal stuff that I don't deal with healthily. And I hope that this is one way to better do that. I don't have anybody to talk with about this sort of thing because it's hard to reach out. I don't have anybody that's physically close to me that I can talk to. I have friends, very, very close friends, that I trust. But there's a lot of reasons why I can't reach out to those people. The one I really want to talk about is that it doesn't feel good to me as a person to have to rely on somebody else to deal with problems that are just in my own head, and to kind of unload that on somebody else. I think I can do it to a degree, but really getting into this deep, visceral stuff, unless, it's a very mutual thing, where this is a person that I've already shared, very intimate, deep thoughts with, and they've done the same for me. It just doesn't feel right putting that on someone. Even someone that I trust with it. I feel guilty doing it. I know that everybody else out there, everybody, has their own problems, thoughts, feelings, and issues that they have to deal with. I mean, if I'm having a tough time, they must be having just as tough a time. And for the most part, I don't know how I feel trying to unload like that. And as far as trying to introduce new people in my life to who I am as a person, that's even more difficult to do. It's such a delicate balance of just showing just enough of yourself to somebody and slowly letting them in. And I wish I could just have a conversation with someone and have it all out there. And I think with people who are complete strangers, maybe people that you're never going to see again, it's very easy to do something like that. But with someone that you're actually trying to get to know, somebody that you're actually trying to foster a relationship with, you can't do that. You need to establish trust, and you need to establish that connection. Almost like that commonality. It's like, wow, you've gone through all this. I've gone through all this too. And it's like, wow, you've gone through a hard time. Well, how did that make you feel? What were your feelings? And then you establish an emotional connection. And you deepen the bond. And that's how personal connections are made. Anyways, I think I've rambled on enough. I've been told that I've been told my writing is rambly. This is a totally different subject. I'm not gonna go off on a tangent. Anyways, I'm happy with what I've done here. I hope that this will be useful for you out there if anybody stumbles upon it. It's good for me. It is good for me, so don't worry. This is for me, and putting it out there hopefully can also be for you too. My name is Shane. I strive to be the realest person on the internet, and I thank you so much if you watched.